Hello, I'm Matt and I'm a guitar teacher. My teaching philosophy is basically it's all about the student, their wants and needs, and their own musical journey. I'm a guide to help them get to the place they want musically, which everybody has a different path. And I'm going to find out what music means to them and I'm going to help them get where they want. And when I find that they are getting close to their original goal, I do like to try to plant seeds for another goal that they might have not realized they wanted. Because music keeps sending us further into more fun and exciting territories as we grow and learn. So I will try to keep, you know, try to keep that process going as long as I possibly can. As far as teaching the different ages and levels, first I'll start with ages. Toddlers and really young kids, I tend to make everything into a game a lot of times. So if they're taking lessons real young, there might not necessarily be a burning passion at that point. But if you make everything a game, I start with clapping one, two, three, four, and you know, a lot of repeat after me kind of stuff. They'll learn, they'll have fun. We can sing songs that they know, Mary Had a Little Lamb, and you know, I do like that Mel Bay method book for the really young ones, one string at a time. Try to get them playing music one string at a time as quickly as possible. Uh, Tweens and teens, I find out what their favorite songs are. 9 times out of 10, there will be a really easy way for them to be playing their favorite songs quickly. You really kind of only need sometimes the root and the third to get away with playing some chords and let them sing their favorite songs. Generally, they're going to be excited to be getting to play the music they like. As far as guitar chords go, sometimes you don't need to use all 6 strings. I do know that the F chord is usually a little barrier. I usually simplify it for a while and do the F major 7 and then slowly try to get them to press those fingers down for the F chord, so it's not so frustrating. Try to go from easy to a little harder, that kind of a thing. And adults, sometimes, obviously, it's easier to communicate with adults, but there are time constraints and there are, feelings of being overwhelmed at, how physically hard the starting to play the guitar is. So sometimes I like to start with the easier riffs that they know, that they can play, that they can have fun, and just try to get them playing music as quickly as possible as well. Now, as far as levels go, beginners, I really do feel like, well, they need to have that Mel Bay grade 1 book, a metronome and a tuner. And the tuning aspect of the guitar, I do recommend that they take it to a music shop and get the strings stretched and tuned up so we don't have to do that. So we can get right into music and they can tune the guitar later. We can get into that later. But if I have to teach them to tune online, I can do it, I will do it, but it would probably consume the first lesson or possibly the first two lessons. But I have had to do both. Hopefully I can get them to come with a perfectly tuned guitar. Uh, I do, again, like to find out what songs they like. If they're playing songs they like, they usually are going to want to keep going and practice on their own. Real little kids, yeah, I do have to sometimes explain the idea of practice, but most people know if they want to get better that they have to do that. And those are basically, how I deal with the different levels. Uh, Now, the question of how do I get students excited about lessons again if they're bored or disengaged? A lot of times I'll have a discussion with them about what they like about music. How does it make them feel? And I do oftentimes these frustrations come when possibly they're trying to get to their goal too quickly. And I like to break these little tasks up into micro goals, things that are achievable, and they can feel that excitement of accomplishing these little things that'll get them closer to the ultimate goal. Try to make the process pleasant. We don't want them to get into that frustrated, unpleasant. Uh, there's got to be a little bit of that here and there, but I explain to them it's okay to put it down and stop when you're frustrated. Oftentimes, when our brains are tired and weary and yeah, it becomes more of a struggle. It's okay to stop, come back when you're well rested or you're a little more motivated. Don't let that get you down. And I also try to squeeze in little cool licks or things that, may energize them that they may want to learn. And just explain that frustration is common, but to enjoy the process and don't try to get there too quickly. And, just this whole thing is supposed to be fun. It should be 90% fun, maybe a little 10% of hard sweat and work, but it should be fun work. The whole thing should make them feel good as they're working towards their goal. I appreciate you watching this video, and I hope you enjoy my teaching video. Thank you very much.